Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
My MP fire is just starting. So, where are you guys on SA?
Reserve time.
Okay, of your official 6. I got confused because these two are blocked off, so I thought we were here, but that's because it's from the forfeit team, right? So those are just walkovers. So I guess all this stuff will get moved up. We only have 4 more to cover. Yeah, so we're good. Well, yeah, rip. So all right, so you're on here. So you're right here. You're on Union versus Infamous coming up next.
What?
Unknown versus Mad Kings.
Yeah.
Just did. Okay. All right. Cool. All right, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NP versus FireDota. Big matchup here. NP currently undefeated in the NA Regional Qualifier group stage. A win here would be their 5th win of the group. Just pulling up the standings here. So NP has 1 more game to go after this. They'll have to play Team Freedom. A win here absolutely guarantees their 1st place. I think they could still maybe draw with Freedom, a couple tiebreak scenarios potentially. For Team Fire, they are 0-4 right now, and I believe that ensures their elimination here in the group stage. So they will not be making it to the playoffs, regardless of the outcome of this match. But hey, it's a good scrim, it's a good match, and I'm sure they'll still play some good old-fashioned Dota for us here and give NP a run for their money. If nothing else, there is NA pride on the line today. So what do we have? Rubik Darkseer, first banned by Team NP, and Lone Druid Centaur War Runner, banned by Fire. That leads to the first pick, Dazzle, and a follow-up Keeper of the Light. Slardar, probably one of the big boys still left in the pool that these teams are thinking about. Who else has been in that top meta pick? Abaddon, also up there to kind of counter the Slardar, also just a hero that stands on its own. Only seen one of the NP games so far, and they have been looking very, very good. Recognizable names over on the side of Fire, though. TC, Bluff and Stuff, Brax, Brink. Names that you've probably seen around the NA scene.
Dire team pick.
All right. Vengeful Spirit now picked up by Fire. Kind of interesting. We just saw the position 1 Vengeful Spirit from Mason by Team Onyx in the last game, and it worked like a goddamn charm. Curious if Fire will try that again here. I guess open-ended with a 2nd pick Venge. You know that Coddle is a guaranteed support, and a little bit flexible at that. Strong laner, one that can farm the jungle in a more passive game. You know, some gank ability in the right scenarios. So it could be a Venge Coddle support duo. There is some synergy there. You know, Venge has that hard stun that Coddle kind of lacks, some minus armor, mobility with the swap, very defensive support. They can be a good combo. But always good to leave these first 2 open-ended, because the other team have to think a little bit more about the 3rd and 4th bans. But I think likely we'll see some cores in this next banning stage. You know, your ODs, your Weavers, your Ember Spirits of the world. Ember Spirit, maybe something that NP are considering picking here. But no. The Elder Titan. Very interesting. Not a hero that's in vogue right now, so to speak.
Dire team ban.
But one that has been long forgotten about. Earth Splitter, still an amazing spell that scales into the late game. I wonder if this Elder Titan is set up for something else. It's got to be. And it's not a hero you would ever expect to be banned out on this stage, but picking it here really doesn't reveal too much of your hand. Good high ground defender, good Roche control. Could also just be the beginnings of a dire minus armor type strategy. You've got Weave, Natural Order. NP is a medley of heroes they could choose from now, like your Slardar. They could actually...
Team ban.
Well, the one drawback to this opener from NP is that it reveals both of your supports, almost guaranteed. We've seen Slardar played mostly as a position 4, probably why Fire's chosen to leave it in the pool here. But NP could still run an MSS Slardar. They won't be able to grab the Centaur.
Seconds remaining.
Omni Knight also still in the pool, something MSS plays. Mojo.
Reserve time. Radiant team pick.
Ogre McGee. Alright, so NP completely convinced that this is a position 1 Vengeful Spirit. They ban out 2 very strong position 4s. We'll see if they're right here. Maybe Fire has something tricky up their sleeve. They do grab Invoker.
10 seconds remaining.
Just a nice staple mid pick. Really nothing to read into too much, I don't think. Just a strong hero.
Reserve time.
Good follow-up for Venge swap stuns. You've got big stuns now, so Sunstrike's definitely a possibility. And MP go into the Lifestealer instant Brewmaster from FireDota. So obviously something that they wanted quite a bit. Likely the offlaner with mid Invoker, and then still to be seen if this is the position 1 Venge or if this is the position 4. Fire does have the luxury of 5th pick, so it could be a pretty crafty draft if they throw a curveball at the end.
Seconds remaining.
There's the Slardar for Team NP.
Radiant team ban.
So it looks like it will be an MSS Slardar, one of the teams that's still pretty comfortable running him as a position 3 compared to the more popular position 4. And of course, Lifestealer Slardar, we've seen this combo a number of times, and some amazing minus armor for NP. Again, Lifestealer probably going to pick up a Desolator, something like Armlet, Echo, Deso, maybe just Armlet, Deso. Got Weave, Natural Order, and Corrosive Haze. Isn't there a point where there's like diminishing returns on minus armor? What if they pick Shadow Fiend now? What if they just did it? It's an Invoker with minus 20 armor! That'd be pretty ridiculous. I think at this point they just don't need it. They ban out the Meepo.
Team ban.
Wow. Okay. Maybe I'm out of the loop, but I do not associate Team NP with regularly picking Meepo.
Dire team pick.
But I guess it's a safe ban. And now Spirit Breaker, 5th ban by NP. And oh, they grab the Alchemist. They do go for more minus armor.
Team pick.
The Acid Spray. Oh, God. Dire side. They'll be controlling this Roche Pit. I like this NP draft here, gang. This is so scary. It's very melee heavy. 4 melee and a Dazzle. But they have some big-time bruisers. Hard hitters. You know, how does a Coddle survive in this game? You've got so many heroes that can just run at him. So many forms of catch between Echo Stomp with the Spirit, Blink Slardar with Infest Bombs, Alchemist stuns, Poison Touch from Dazzle. It's a brutal game. They don't have any silence for the Brewmaster, but they have so much minus armor that they'll be able to just kill the Brewlings. That's one of the more known counters to the Brewmaster ult. Minus armor, Acid Spray, and Corrosive Haze, and those things will die in 4 or 5 auto attacks. Very manageable. FireDota, 15 seconds left. What's the last pick here? This will be the reveal of how they want to set up these lanes. And they take the Ancient Apparition. It is a position 1 Venge. NP reads this right. And they take the quote-unquote counter to Alchemist. Actually, it's an amazing AA game. Very good against Dazzle. Very good against Alchemist. And pretty darn good against Lifestealer as well. A 4 melee squad. Pretty likely you'll be able to land good Ice Blasts in these fights. I like it. I dig. It's a good pick. But will it work? I think Fire still could get run over this game. If NP get control of the lanes, the mid game is going to be really scary. You know, per usual with Brewmaster, it's a hero where every ult matters. And if they shut him down, I think this game could get hard. They have 3 heroes that are relatively squishy. I put Venge in that category. Like, Coddle and AA are the obvious ones. I think it's going to be such a hard game for them. They have to sit so far back. So many ways they can get caught. But we shall see as we move into our first pause of the game. All right, so here we go. Fire versus NP. Currently the top team versus the lowest seeded team in the group stage. See how this one fares. Smoke already from 1437. Mr. Rose gets the ward down. May just head back to friendly territory here. All right. Now WB. Looking for the same type thing. Interesting ward spot. It does get scattered out, it seems like. Pretty much the only ward spot in this general area. So if you see somebody, if you're suspicious, it's a fairly safe assumption. And they've got a sentry. It looks like they're just going to give it to Envy. Yeah. Yep. Already a good start for NP. High risk, high reward there for Fire. That's amazing for the Alchemist. Jesus. That's actually ridiculous. And he's going to get a bounty too. Look at this. Let's see what his net worth is going to spike to. Are we seeing invade over here? We actually are. SVG just goes walking on in, starts bashing him with that mallet. Brink gonna have to go to lane at like 80% HP. A little bit unfortunate. But a great start for Envy on the Alchemist. He gets the ward, he gets that free bounty rune with the Grievil's Greed. He's feeling good. I'm still kind of confused why Fire wanted to put that ward up there, though. Usually that's for really aggressive pushing. I don't know if this is going to be an easy lane for them. Slardar Dazzle, a lot of synergy, slow on the Dazzle, stun from the Slardar. You can do heal bombs. One of Slardar's problems is that he takes extra damage from sprint. So you've got a hero like Dazzle who helps mitigate that. And of course, once Slardar hits 6, Dazzle spells do physical. He's got minus armor. It's just a lot of synergy between these two. It's a great combo. And not an easy off lane to deal with. And I think pushing down that tower in the first 6 minutes, a very ambitious call out of Fire, for sure. AUI up top, he will take the Lifestealer. He'll be laning up against a dual lane. It's Brax on the Brewmaster, and he'll be joined by Fluff on the Keeper of the Light. Meanwhile, in the mid, Alchemist versus Invoker. Kind of a classic matchup in some ways. Switch off to back to denies there. Sorry about that. Whoa, 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 whoa. They're doing a fair bit of harassment onto the Slardar. He doesn't have any last hits yet. But MSS okay to get some experience. Creeps will start shoving into his tower pretty soon. We'll see some recovery. Rotation mid, SVG. He's only got the Spirit, no Echo Stop. But a lot of extra damage. And on top of the Acid Spray, Brink does take a couple of right clicks that hurt quite a bit. 3 heroes now mid for the Dire, 2 for the Radiant. Kyle rotating in to make sure his mid stays safe. MSS now getting pressured pretty hard down bottom as Ancient Apparition wraps around the backside. Oh, mid. They're actually going to go in. It's the first blood on the Invoker. Rose helps, sets it up with the Poison Touch. And Envy will get the last hit. Another big victory for NP is now MSS initiated on. He gets off the stun on 2, but Cold Feet comes through. Probably could have gotten away or found the kill on Ancient Apparition, but instead, they do get the stun. It's a level 2 Cold Feet at that. Well, he leveled it up after the kill, but still. Well, all squared up here, 1 apiece. It is the AA that got credit for the kill, so not completely ideal for TC. But MSS, level 3, will just come back to lane. As has been discussed many a time, worth it for offlaners to take a spill or 2 in the lane if they're able to play like this with MSS. Very aggressive, far forward, getting experience. Almost level 4 already. Very gladly trade a death or 2 if you can hit level 6. Close to on par with the mids. And of course it depends who the offlaner is. If it's Clockwork or Darkseer, that experience is super valuable. And in situations like this, that experience is very valuable to Slardar as well. Corrosive Haze makes this lane a win for them. Minus 10 armor. Right now Venge has 5. Yeah, that makes a big difference. Same with AA, sitting at 2 armor. He's already paper thin. You will feel how truly paper thin he is once the Corrosive Haze comes out. Checking back on mid, Invoker. Out even. with Envy's Alchemist. Within 2 or 3 CS of each other. Of course, Invoker did take a spill, so Envy should be ahead on net worth, and of course he is, by a huge amount, nearly doubling the Invoker. Rotation, and it's just a Coddle coming in mid. Gives Brink a little bit of extra mana, just trying to help him out. Alright, back to farming we go. SVG, GG. Damn, that's a lot of G's. Just rotating about a very classic player-hero combination. SVG, one of the more well-known Elder Titan players, and I forgot to mention that in the draft. But a classic player-hero combo. He just seems to really, I mean, he plays a lot of melee heroes in general. Seems to like Elder Titan, regardless of how popular it is. Even months ago in November, we saw NP playing that very same SVG Elder Titan at the Montreal Beat Invitational LAN. Pretty quiet game though, 2 kills in 5 minutes. Very focused on farming as we see an Echo Stomp fly through but does not connect. Forces the Ancient Apparition to run the other way, and they might still be able to get him. Rose does have a Poison Touch in 1 second. Might be enough for MSS to sprint forward and close the gap. Looking to juke into the tree line here. Buys himself a little bit of time. SVG does get frozen in place with the cold feet. But AA dies. It's a 2-for-1. NP leads. Take a look at hero levels. Very comparable. Almost dead even, actually. Bottom lane again. SVG with the stomp. Follow-up stun onto TC. Heal bomb from the Dazzle does so much damage. TC's a goner. Another one on the scoreboard for NP. Sunstrike. Off the mark. Nice kill setup there. So important to put pressure on the position 1 Venge. As we saw last game, when she gets that space early on, it can be devastating. SVG dies to the neutral. Thought they were just going to shrine it up together. I have to imagine that was intentional. But maybe not. Like, wouldn't you just want that experience and then shrine up together? Something tells me that was a bit of a blunder. Hey, that's alright. Not the end of the world. Yeah, he bought items after he died. Definitely not intentional. Brax up top. Just too much damage. AUI drops the rage. Open wounds. And Rose with just a follow-up heal bomb poison touch. Another easy kill. 1-4. Things starting to get a little bit rocky for Fire already. Though as I say that, they get a cold feet on Slardar. Stun on 1. It will not be enough. Frost Fingers gets the kill with Chilling Touch. Much needed kill for Fire. Little space for the Vengeful Spirit. She finds level 6. HOD on the way. TP home from Envy. And meanwhile up top, AUI checks out some of these stacks. A lot of stacking going on here from Fluff. Double stack here, and it looks like a triple over here. Maybe it's just a double. I think it's a Wild Wing Dark Troll camp. But sharing is caring. Fluff level 4 and Brax level 6. They'll share the XP for this. Looks like Brax will take most of the farm. Pretty close to the Blink Dagger. Only 7.5 minutes in. They pick up the Poor Man's Shield. And about 800 gold off the Blink. Could be a turning point for Team Fire to start moving around, picking up some momentum. I think this first Brewmaster ult will be very telling about how the next 5 minutes of the game will go. Could open up some options for Fire, maybe knock down a tower. If it's a defensive ult, I think we may see more defensive play, which is not good against the Alchemist. Because Envy's already starting to, like, we saw an Alchemist last game, and at this stage he was even with the mid Medusa. And here we see Alc at 5k net worth compared to the 3.2 of the Invoker. It is a big world of difference. And another 4 or 5 minutes of this, and Envy will feel a little bit unstoppable. If NP find a successful fight after that, just gets even worse. Bounty Rune picked up. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Brax, he will fall. Not enough mana for the ult. Meanwhile, in the Radiant jungle, it looks like a fight could break out. MSS finds the courier kill. Very nice.
Has been killed. Radiant's
Oh my, Fire. It's looking rough. NP are just getting everything that they want. Shutting down the offlaner, picking off the courier. The good thing for Fire is that all three of their cores are doing reasonably well. They're far behind the Alchemist, and AUI is ahead of all of them with Armlet on the way.
top tower is
Also interesting that MP are going double Armlet against Ancient Apparition. One of those often regarded counters in pub games, like Armlet versus AA. Oh my god, you're such a noob.
are fortified.
It's still a very useful item, and as long as you're spread out split pushing, you know AA won't be able to consistently hit both of you with his ult. Still a lot you can do with Armlet. And it's just unbelievably core on Lifestealer and Alchemist. Not too many games that you see where Armlet is not picked up on those heroes. Brax now 200 gold away for this Blink Dagger. Keeping an eye on it because that is going to be the green light for Fire. Already a 3,000 net worth deficit. They need to make something happen, and they need to do it soon. And this is it. Envy gets hit by an Ice Blast. The neutral creep gets the kill, though. Oh my god. How unfortunate. Now AA, he's going to pay with his life for that nice setup. Very important to kill Envy there. Good read to move into the Ancients. But so unfortunate. Everything just going NP's way. From courier kills to Ancient denies. Man, it's just insane. Here we go, TC, may get initiated on. Weave from the Dazzle. Rages off the stun, and now Ice Blast flies through. AUI not going to be too phased by it. They get the kill on TC, compliments of the Split Earth. And it looks like WB might not make it out either. Change that. Brax comes in. Nice split. And it does find a kill on AUI. Maybe they'll get SVG too. He's completely alone. It's a 1-on-3. Sunstrike does connect. And Brink finds credit for the kill. It's a 3-for-1. NP makes some missteps there. You could call it space created for the Alchemist. But you would also be an optimist. Big sign of life out of Fire. Slows down the momentum of NP, but they still have a hill to climb. That Sunstrike kill, big for the Invoker. He's got his Midas up. Up to 1,600 gold now. Curious exactly what build he'll go for, but probably early BOTs. Blink Dagger. And forget about the Aghanim Scepter. Rose up top getting the solo XP. This Dazzle actually pretty wealthy. He'll get net worth number 1 on the supports, about 3k at 12 minutes. Arcane Boots, Infused Raindrops. He's feeling pretty darn tanky. SVG just picking up movement speed items. Probably looking for a Yule's Scepter, I would imagine. Very common item on the Elder Titan. Movement speed tends to be the way to go. It's already quite speedy. Echo Saber out next for AUI. So not going for the straight Deso, but it's just fine. Get a nice value item. Brax leading the charge. They drop the stun on Elder Titan. SVG will fall. Double damage on Venge, it looks like. Yep, certainly so. They're able to do it even without the split. Ice Blast.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Flies to the base. Not what they were hoping for, but Fire will get a tower.
Has fallen.
Blink Dagger on Brax, as we talked about. It's a game changer. 6-7. Fire gaining a little bit more map control. Alchemist still reigning supreme in terms of farm. 9k net worth compared to the next highest, the Invoker with a Midas. TC just goes and kind of backdoors the tower a little bit, but gets put to sleep by SVG. AUI kills Fluff as this is happening. And have 2 fights breaking out. AUI on the back line. Sunstrike going to fly through. They will find the stun onto AUI. SVG on the backside. Will he be able to save him? Infest, Rage, they get the kill on TC. The split from Brax. This is the beginning of fighting. No Radiance out on Envy, but he will get hit by the Ice Blast. This will probably be a kill on the Alchemist. Cold Snap brings him down low, and he will shatter. Brax takes credit for the kill. Now the Cyclone up on Rose. He does have a shallow grave. The stun will be done. Brax will just go back into panda form. Very nice. Now, all that was going on, MSS does get a solo kill up top on the Ancient Apparition. I think that might have been his Blink Dagger reveal. Very scrappy fighting all over the map. Noble Sunstrike effort. They deny that bottom tier 1 tower. Again, things just kind of stalled out. Not the best fight for Envy. Probably should have just kept farming. Underestimating the power of fire there. If Envy had his Radiance, I think he'd definitely come to that fight. But without having a Radiance, it's a tall order. And an ambitious rotation. TC's got the little Satyr Banisher. This guy becoming quite the little popular friend. Purge, one of the better creeps to have in the jungle. Especially against a hero like Slardar. Here we go, up top. Rotation onto old Fluffin' Stuff. Weave scouts it out. MSS blinks in. Amp damage. Follow-up crush. Good night. Sweet fluff. Easy kill on the Coddle. Just a little bit of space. A little bit of distraction. So the Envy's going to be left alone. You see this, all this delicious space in here. Envy's just farming it up. Creeps coming into the tier 2. That'll be his Radiance off this wave, it looks like. Just about. There it is. Radiance on the way. So just as the Blink Dagger on Brax was the turning point for Fire, this is one of the key items that could be a turning point for NP. Put the pedal to the metal. AUI now with Echo Saber up. A great value item on the Lifestealer to go with the armlet. Very strong right now. Right clicks much harder than the Vengeful Spirit. This is the stage of the game where she's notorious for having a big power spike. Looks like a smoke out of NP as they rendezvous at the tier 2 mid. Lifestealer jumps inside of the Slardar. Maybe thinking about Roche, but instead smoke breaks. MSS blind blink to the high ground. They catch TC. Fast reaction, knowing that there are only so many places that could break the smoke there. Great catch. Very heads up breed. Lifestealer, open wounds onto the Ogre Frostmage. Not the Ogre, no! Oh, Jiminy Crickets, AUI might have bit off more than he could chew. Forced to rage out of the cold feet. Cold footer. Fire feeling pretty brave to fight without their revenge. Brax does have an invis room, might be able to catch a good initiation. Meanwhile, up top, Brink farming away, working on the Aghanim Scepter. Actually, just now gets completed as the courier delivers the last piece. Handamitis really kicking in. Overall levels, he is sitting at 14, highest in the game, tied with Alchemist. As we see Fire move into the Roche Pit. Sunstrike from the Invoker for some extra damage. Alacrity, Ice Armor. This is a nice little play out of Fire. All right. Well, that certainly helps. Aegis goes to the Invoker. I guess I'd be tempted to give it to the Venge. Brewmaster, one of the worst Aegis carriers. Any hero that's so reliant on the ultimate is not amazing with a second life. But Radiance up on Envy. We'll see the Mantis style so you can start splitting the lanes. And then, of course, the Octarine Core comes after that. Might want to mix in BOTs, but Envy, one of the players that does pick up the early power treads. Glanced at the graph. Things still trending nicely for NP. About a 5k net worth lead, maybe a pinch more now that they finish off the tier 1 in the bottom lane. Up top, Fire, pressure the tier 1 themselves. They drop the scan in the tree line just to make sure it's not a trap. Make sure there's no Mojo Slardar just lingering in the trees, waiting to pick on one of their squishy supports. Good use of the scan. Very heads up. Especially against a Lifestealer Slardar combo with an Elder Titan. If they're all hiding in the trees there, you could get caught a fool very quickly. SVG does have the Yule Scepter. Brew goes into the split. SVG could just go down before he can even Yules himself, and he will. Bit of a misplay there. Dazzle, flaming, or blinding light back. Now the Infest Bomb comes onto the Ancient Apparition. He fires off a stray AA blast onto the creep wave to try to push into the tower. But they'll get the kill. Brax, one more boulder, and he'll go back into Panda form. Forced to retreat. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, it's Rose. He's trying to slow down TC. Envy starts channeling up the concoction. Magic missile back. And Envy will stun himself. Nice blinding light from Fluff to make it happen. But MSS with a crush on 2. Open wounds, rage. The Lifestealer easily clicks down Vengeful Spirit. Position 1 Venge, so difficult against the Lifestealer. Not a hero that she can go blow for blow with. He's just too damn beefy. Too damn survivable with Feast.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Brink down bottom, has his BOTs now. Just trying to split up the map. Force NP to defend him rather than push themselves. As they say, the best defense is a good offense. Brink immediately TPs to the top and may grab that tier 2 tower, but NP focused back on the mid lane. Blink forward onto AUI, but Dire do have reinforcements in the Radiant jungle. Swap back, AUI jumps inside of the Radiant ranged creep. And he'll just run back to safety. Nothing they can do. Tier 2 up top might go the way of the Invoker. Keeps it out of deny range. And Rose will just threaten him back. 2 minutes left on the Aegis. I think Fire probably good to just keep splitting up the map. Invoker, a very farm-heavy hero. This is exactly what Brink wants to be doing. Just split pushing, farming solo as much as he can, contributing with Sunstrikes, and then only coming into fights if they're diving the tower when he knows he can get some guaranteed kills with Tornado, Meatball combo. Doing the more classic Invoker. Last night we talked a lot about the Singleton Quas style that's kind of rising in popularity, where you max out the Wex. At this stage of the game, you could have a maxed out Alacrity, which can be amazing for the 5-man, but still not the most popular build on the Invoker. Fire looking to do something with the Aegis. Invoker does just TP home, though. They have Coddle. They'll be able to bring him back in. Top off the mana. NP ready to defend the high ground. Envy now pretty close to the Manta style. This is a really hard push for Fire. I think maybe a bit too hard. Pretty much no way you can do this without getting a pick off first. Not to mention they have tier 2 towers in the other lanes. Not the time to break high ground. This Radiant squad definitely does not push that well. However, they will be able to. The Invoker Brewmaster Cheese. Pop Alacrity onto the Earth Panda. And you can kill structures very quickly, but this is not an easy game to do it. As we talked about, minus armor is a great way to kill the pandas. And it's only the Earth Panda that has that extra damage on buildings. NP definitely have the ability to kill it. Just focus it down. They've also got stuff like Solar Crest, great pickup for 1437. As the Aegis does get reclaimed. Frax wrapping around, may have a go onto Theban. Only a level 1 poison touch, and this should be an easy one. Shallow Grave on the way. Brink will just finish him off. Okay, nice pick for Fire. It's only a support dazzle, so it's not the end of the world. But hey, it kills the kill, and it's a little bit more for the Invoker. NP happy to sit back and farm for now. No need to force it. They know against the position 1 Venge Brewmaster, they've got the late game. But here we go, the cheese. Alacrity up on the Brax Brew. Out comes the Glyph. And they will be able to defend this. The Infest Bomb comes, and just look at how fast the Brewmaster dies. Minus armor is just too much. You can't stand on top of the Acid Spray and then go blow for blow with a Lifestealer Slardar Alchemist. They get some good damage on the tier 3, but the Glyph mitigates most of it. Well, okay, I can't say most of it. 40% of it. And they'll recall Brink. Brutal stuff for Fire, but the one sign of life we're seeing here is that cheese will still get stronger. Brewmaster doesn't have the level 3 ultimate yet, and Invoker still doesn't have maxed out Alacrity. So they can always go for some crazy rat play. There will be a catch on the Ancient Apparition. Envy gets another one. They'll get the tier 1 tower mid. But Fire showing that they're still a threat. MP can't sleep on this, and they still have to be very careful, methodical about how they go about this 5-man pushing. keep careful tabs on cooldown timer of Brax's ulti. Envy dragging creeps towards the mid lane, trying to get a little more lane control in the bottom. Very heads-up play as he sees the creeps going into the tower, trying to prevent any sort of split push shenanigans. Brax now initiated on, does not have the ultimate, but swap from TC keeps him alive. Envy will stun himself. Sunstrike off the mark. Tier 2 tower dies, and NP just back up. Gem up on Slardar. Force staff soon. And an easy rage TP for AUI. No way for Brax to interrupt that. Meanwhile, down bottom, Brink scoots away. Looks like he was in a bit of a sticky pickle. But he lives. 9-16, about a 7,500 net worth lead from NP. They have not been able to ball this out of control. Roche going to be up very soon. It's a super fast respawn. Magnum Scepter on the Keeper of the Light. Fire have done a good job splitting this up, preventing NP from running away with it. This Alchemist could have snowballed out of control by now, but they've picked up a couple kills. They've split pushed pretty effectively. Brink is very nicely farmed. TC still a bit behind where he'd want to be. Hurricane Pike. Here we go, the push from the Radiant. Catch on the back line from MSS. They'll grab the Ancient Apparition with the Infest Bomb. He will live through it, but Envy walks in and just burns him down with the Radiance. Fluff and Stuff dies shortly after. Brax going for the buildings. Objective Gamers, he gets the tier 3. They'll click down the Panda before he finishes off the melee, but TC's all in for it. Fire starting to get a little desperate with these pushes. They go for the regen. Oh god, what's the right way to say this? They go for the melee barracks, which does have the ability to regenerate, and they can't finish it off. A fairly disastrous fight. 1,800 net worth swing. And NP get a bit more. Brewmaster with a Shiva's Guard coming out next. Brutal stuff. Brink looking for a Lincoln's. And now NP will just get the next Roche. Even though everyone's respawning on fire, they know Brewmaster has no ult. Very unlikely they'll be able to contest. Look how fast this thing dies. Minus 33 armor on Roche. My god. Desolator up. Weave. Corrosive. I mean, this minus armor strat is insane at this point. Alk has the Octarine core, BOTs. Envy not maxed out yet, but he's starting to get there. Now, Infest Bomb catch from MSS, kills the Coddle. And down bottom, Envy with a stun on Brax. Oh, this poor Brewmaster probably going to die again. No ultimate to get out. Yules, they don't even need the Echo Stomp, just a couple of right clicks. Fire getting picked apart now. NP with one outer tower to go. Envy BOTs in, and they begin the siege. Here's the tier 2. Arshi blows. Brink caught in the mid lane. MSS does have the gem, so there's detection here. Ice Blast will not connect. Envy Manta's a little bit early. Still stuns himself. Brink not out of clear or in the clear yet. He gets recalled. Power of the Coddle, baby. Brink's good. However, NP do get the objective they wanted, the tier 2 tower in the top. And I think this is the stage of the game where Dire just starts starving the map, and you draw this imaginary line in your head right here that the Radiant just can't cross. Look at Radiant Vision, they've got nothing, no wards down. You look at Dire Vision, they've got one in the mid, one up here. There's nowhere that's safe to farm for the Radiant, really. At least not reliably. See, Invoker sneaks out with the Ghost Walk, picks up his Lincolns, that's nice. Really scary stuff. What's Envy working on next here? A Hex. Okay. Interesting. You don't really see Hex on Alchemist all that often, but great way to deal with the Brewmaster. If you could open with any kind of stun, you've got a long duration disable. You can kill him before he ults. I mean, that is almost a guaranteed way to win a fight against a team with a Brewmaster. NP pushing in all of the lanes. Top, the only one with a little momentum outward for Fire. They ping the Invoker as Brink starts to move out. SVG on the hunt. But meanwhile, mid, Envy. He goes to the structures. Blinding Light doing some work, but oh, Brink. Envy goes in first, breaks the Lincolns, but Mojo's not here. Where is the Slardar? There he is. Oh, Invoker makes it away. He will cut the creep wave and then just TP home. But NP do have one that'll make it to the base, so they can still break backdoor protection. That'll give them a little window to at least pound on the barracks. Blinding Light, so valuable in these sort of situations. EMP, Envy, ready to go up to the high ground, but now MSS, he goes in, swap from TC, keeps Brink alive, but it'll cost TC his life. Or not, he just barely force stabs out, and MSS will die from a Fluff and Stuff Illuminate. Incoming Aegis though, Envy's back. Brax halfway through his Panda ult, doing everything that he can, but he's going to go back into Panda form soon. Then NP will have an opportunity to reset. Not the ideal push. They did 0 damage to the tower, literally. And you look at the gold graph, even though they're 15 net worth ahead, Team Fire can hold the high ground very effectively. Keeper of the Light, EMP Tornado, swap, it's a lot. AUI uses the Rage, he'll be fine. Envy with a stun. No. Active farming we go. Elder Titan, Shiva's Guard coming out. Nope, not quite. Casual armor piece for now. He might be going for Assault Kuros. As if they need more minus armor. I think Shiva's regarded as just a slightly stronger item kind of in general. Last night I think it was Shane that was commenting, it feels like Assault Kuros is just a bit of a weak item at the moment. But a lot of synergy with their minus armor for sure. Infest Bomb up top, MSS goes in, catch onto TC. That is another easy one. Bloodthorn on the way for AUI, he's got the Crystallis. Big crit, like a 600 crit on the TC. SVG almost breaks the blink on Brax, but not quite. Envy continues the farm. BKB up on him. Decides to forego the Hex for now and just grab the BKB instead. Oh, that's the full Bloodthorn for AUI. Wow. And BOT's level 2 now up on the Alchemist. Pretty predictable here, even though Fire can hold the high ground, they are starved out, and they can their lines moved a little bit. They're kind of like here now. So they can farm a little bit more of the map. NP have just shifted the river over. And they're just out farming them. Really, they're in no hurry right now. I think NP are happy to do this for another 5 minutes until Roche comes up. Further their lead, get that Aegis. Envy almost at the stage where you want to drop that armlet in favor of a bigger ticket item like a heart. Maybe even like a Scotty or something silly. Octarine on the way for Invoker. And it still has a ways to go as Brink tries to split push. It's a hard life for this Invoker now. He'd really like to be spreading his wings, pushing all over the map, but he just can't do it. Another Force Staff now, picked up by SVG. Looks like it's just a casual plate mail. Beef him up a little bit, get some of that extra armor against the right clicks. And Shadow Blade on Slardar. So much item progression on the side of NP. Feels like we haven't really seen much purchased on the Radiant side. Solar Crest on AA. That's an interesting choice. And a Blightstone. The Solar Crest AA sometimes a bit counterintuitive because it's not a hero that's always in the front line of fights to use the Solar Crest. Ideally, you want to be sitting further back, get more value out of the Ice Blast. He will start to transition into the Aghanims, though. And if you are in position, I mean, Solar Crest, a great item to have. Brax looking for a Hex of his own. Very smart to just grab the casual Plate Mail against all this minus armor. Plate Mail to Vlad's. You gotta itemize that way. Ward comes down from SVG. Slow and steady here, Big Hoss. Roche up in 2.5 minutes. It's a long Roche respawn. From fast timer to almost the max timer. I was going to say, kind of unfortunate for NP because I think they are just waiting out Roche right now. However, they're furthering their lead pretty consistently and just out-farming Fire. I don't know if it's really bad news after all. Finders keepers. Oh, Coddle, you creepy old bastard. I think Coddle is actually Suns fan. Just reincarnated. Like, this is going to be Suns fan in another 40 years. Finders keepers, young boy. Booker with a lot of money, though. 21k net worth. I'm very impressed with Brink this game. He's found a lot of farm with very limited map space. He's done a good job staying active. 2-1 and 3.
Dire's bottom tower.
That Octarine core is going to be coming out in a moment. I think at this point, though, he does need to be cautious about pulling for buyback. Most of Fire does. You can make an argument that if you're going to buy an item like Octarine that gives you extra power in a fight, that's better than saving for buyback and having to use it. Which can be true, but it's something Fire have to keep on the back burner. Roche, still another minute. NP, they know it's a long one until they wanted it, but here we go. Catch on the Ancient Apparition. Nice, easy pick. Manta off the blinding light, fluffing stuff on the run. He will force staff to the high ground. He'll be okay. There is a buyback on the Ancient Apparition. They want to dive this. Shrine's been used. Coddle will get swapped back. So elusive, but Echo Stomp from SBG sets up the kill. They force the buyback out of the Ancient Apparition. Already a great fight for NP. NV will get hit by an Ice Blast, most likely. Pops the Manta, but still gets hit. Sunstrike does not connect. And the big boy up in just a couple of seconds. So still great stuff for NP. Right now, Mojo's like, God damn it. For real, this is like a match long timer. The max. NV didn't even have to use the BKB to find those kills and force the buyback. Start pinging out the Roche like mad. And look at this from SVG. So obnoxious. Sees one. I'm just going to put him to sleep. Buys that little bit of time so that Roche is completely uncontested. Cheese up on Sladar. BKB will be next. Looking for a pickoff here. Invoker. Ghost walk out. Very sneaky, but needs to be careful. There is a gem on the Slardar. Plays it smart, though. Doesn't walk into it. A lot of force stabs this game. A lot of mobility in general. This Vengeful Spirit, TC honestly has just turned into a support. Interesting to see back-to-back position 1 Venge games, and that is the problem for Fire. Like, imagine if this Venge was a Spectre. I mean, it's not a fair comparison because they wouldn't have lasted in the game this long, but you kind of get the point. They really have 3 supports right now, looking at TC's farm level. Not great. Kind of a zoning Earth Splitter from SVG as they put some damage into the tower. This could be the final hold for Fire. They do have some buybacks available. But AA is not one of them. Yes. Well, they back up. Envy goes back to the split pushing top. Drops a couple of illusions. They'll walk through the mid, drop an acid spray to push that lane out too. And then slowly work his way back down to the bottom lane. Here we go, initiation, but swap back from TC. Tornado does connect on the Lifestealer. Rage just expires, but now the Force Staff back. Tornado not going to connect on him, but it does hit Envy. Primal Split comes out of Brax, but Sleep on 3! SVG sets it up for MSS. And now the follow-up is here. The Cavalry has arrived as they bring down Fluff. He does not have a buyback. Envy with the BKB still on. Tries to dive the base, has to come back, and Brax in a lot of trouble. His Earth Panda dies. They reinitiate onto the Invoker. Brinks down. He's got a buyback, and he'll use it. Still 5 alive for NP, all very healthy despite the Ice Blast. Rose still just healing up the illusions. EMP, Ice Blast flies through. But AA will pay with his life, and this is looking like we could be moments from a GG. NP just too big at this stage. TC will swap Areno. He will live through it, but the Barracks will not. Brax back alive. AUI just clicks him down. The Bloodthorn so scary. Buybacks coming aplenty from Fire, but they're just feeding their lives away one by one, and that's it. They call it. The GG is out, and NP take the win, continuing their string of dominance. 5-0 now in this North American group stage. Fire, good luck, GG. Good manners coming out of this Radiant.